Hello, friends. If you're a recruiter in the technology space, or you're just starting out, or you've been in this space for a while, that is a very, very tough market. And I completely understand with you all the challenges that you're facing through this pandemic, virtual requirements for different employees. The clients want to move towards having them on site. All these challenges you're facing, I completely understand with that. But I'd like to provide you with 5 steps that you can use in your recruitment process. This will help you not only to kind of get more closures, but also hire the right person for your company or your client that you're working with if you're a freelancer, and thereby be able to increase your closure rate. Let me dive right into it. The first thing is know the requirement. So what I mean by that is most recruiters, they look at the requirement. Let's say it's a Java developer, software engineer with cloud technologies, whatever it is. They look at the requirement and then they start looking for the resumes through the databases, through different sites like Monster, Dice, whatever, trying to get the resume. But what I'm suggesting to you to go through the extra mile is to understand that requirement. If you don't know technology, you must be able to read through the technology, understand like how it applies for a particular requirement. Why is that requirement like that? Which direction, if the client were to hire that person, is going to go. This is a little bit of research that you have to do. Now, you may get various requirements in different technologies, but you, as a recruiter, can choose one area that you're going to master. That way, you position yourself as the best in that space. Then, knowing the requirement is the first step. Then, you have to know the consultant or the prospective employee you're trying to hire. Now, how do you know that? You look at their resume, then you look at their LinkedIn profile, you look at any other publications they have, look at the resume for their accomplishments. Some might have like graduated from top universities. Some might have different certifications. So look at all of those and see. Even before you speak to them, you're going to watch. Anyway, you do this because a recruiter is a detective. So you're going to anyway do this part. But you're going to look at the requirement and then look at the resume and see how they're a fit. And it's not just the keyword search. That's what most people do. They have certain technologies. They just put the keyword and try to get that resume. To find the resume, that's a great approach. But once you get the resume, to go through it, you have to do the extra work. Now, you have a good resume that you think is a fit that you want to submit. What you're going to do at that point is you're going to have to call a person. First is you'll send the requirement and call them, or you call them and then send the requirement. It's all up to the recruiter and their style. But the third step is when you make contact with the candidate or a consultant or a prospective employee, you're going to build rapport. Now, how do you build rapport with them? Is you're going to find something that resonates with you, within you, that they have in common. Maybe you went to the same school. When I started out as working as a recruiter, I used to call people and I used to say, hey, I went to the same university back in India, or I went to the same school. And that's how I try to build rapport. Now, that's always not possible, but you have to figure it out. It could be also a hobby. I see you play guitar. I see you're a diver. I see you also write blogs. I read these kind of blogs in this motivational areas. Things like that is what you have to find. And what you're going to say is, you start the conversation by, hey, we have this requirement, been going through this resume, and I also see that you are a diver, or you are also you also do training, something like that. You can have a conversation with them, right? In your conversation. Now, where you position it, it's up to you. It all depends on how they respond when you make the call. Some are so busy that they just want to dive right into the thing. So you as a detective must determine, should I even bring this up or not? But building rapport with them, you can explain to them that you're calling regarding a requirement, and that's what the steps are. The third thing is you present the requirement with the benefits of the requirement. Because you know the requirement now and you know the person's skills, you present it to them that, hey, we have this requirement, the client is working on this project, or your employer is working on this project, and this project is going to take over a certain direction and vision, and this is going to last for a few years, it's going to last forever, whatever it is. Based on the requirement, you have to sell that requirement to the recruiter, but instead of selling it to the candidate, but instead of just selling it, you are going to present the benefits of it. That is a long-term one. There's a lot of growth opportunities. If they previously have worked for a small period of time in a certain environment, you can ask them probing questions. If this is the area that they want to grow, this is a great requirement that helps growth in those areas. That's step number 4. Step number 5 is once you have addressed all their objections and you got all your basic paperwork set, right to representation, all those other good stuff, then you're going to present it to your employer or your client along with what you spoke to them and what are the benefits of the person and how they suit the requirement. This is what is going the extra mile. Many recruiters do not do that. They just present the resume, let the account manager deal with it, or let the client deal with it, or let the employer deal with it. My job is just to submit a resume. So if you can get out of that mindset and you're able to go to this extra mile, you will be in the top 5%. And doing this on and on, because you build rapport with these candidates, they always want to work with you. And they'll always come to you. If they're a great candidate, you can continue to build that relationship and help them understand their needs. If they're growing in that job that they're in, even after they're placed, you can keep that rapport going on. That's how you can excel in your field of recruitment. Hope this was helpful. Please give me any comments. Thank you very much. Let's achieve with power, dear friends. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.